Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, also known as Valerie Ames, and this is a 9 video, I'm being told. This video is about completion of a cycle for me, for my mirrors, for the understanding that I was in these past 3 years, like I said, have really been very intense for me, and I'm realizing what this journey has been all about. It's been about the lesson of identity, of knowing, not just thinking, not just being, not just believing, but knowing who you are and being 100% there without a doubt, without question. And as you know, I'm a questionaholic, so I have been questioning this my entire life. And I've just reached this point where I'm truly able to identify and know myself in this now moment. And I'm able to, the word own has been being compelled, and this is my incense, beloveds, that's blowing. I've been told to stop smoking, so I no longer need that, so I am stopping. But anyway, getting back to this, this knowing of yourself, this seeking your identity, your true identity, your most authentic identity is what I have been struggling with my whole life. And what I'm realizing is in the last 3 years, I have gone through a crash course in knowing who I am and in having everything that I knew and believed brought into focus for me, and my part in things brought into focus. And I was able to observe it from outside the victim stance where I've always been. Even in my knowing myself to be strong, knowing myself to be independent, knowing myself to be an awakening goddess, knowing myself to be powerful beyond measure, I had not owned that knowing. I was speaking it into being. I was living it. I was manifesting it, but I had not owned it. I own it now. I own it now. And I know that this is the greatest gift that I could ever receive, is the awareness and the identity of myself and grasping that, getting it, knowing it, being it, focusing in on that now. Also, understanding what the Five of Cups card has meant for me. It just would not go away. And the wisdom of the Five of Cups card is the person is standing looking at these 3 cups that have spilled, and they're not paying attention at all to the cups that are behind them, the 2 cups that are behind them, that are still full, and that still hold everything, the substance, the nitty-gritty of those other 3 that fell over. Those have been experienced, those have been lived. There is nothing you can do about those 3 cups that have turned over. That's the past. Leave it there. turn around, turn your back to it, and face those 2 cups that are still full. And understand the numerology of the number 2. And it is about unity. And it is about you committing and focusing on your true identity, your human identity, and your spiritual identity, and the integration of them. And what you're going to create and manifest in your world as lessons, the things that you're going to evoke, the people that you're going to call to you, all of this. And you have to receive it and be centered, in your heart. And you have to be spiritually mature enough to understand that you are being tested, that this is a process that you are going through. And that, yes, it is literally hell on earth for you. But when you get to the other side of it, that is where the celebration is. That is where the joy is. That is where the bliss is. That is where the rewarding of yourself comes in, because you've made it through. You've made it through the underworld of your own knowing and being. And you've ascended to a higher heaven within yourself, so to speak. I'm being told to share that the incense that I'm burning is dragon's blood. And I just got it from Walmart. It's just dragon's blood. But it has properties and a fragrance that is very powerful for me right now. And as you know, I'm dealing with this ancient energy known as Tiamat, and the identification and the assimilation and just the knowing itself, the knowing of it as a lesson, understanding that this being has been with me always, and that she is a shapeshifter. And she knew before this I was not ready. I was not ready, no matter how much wisdom poured forth. It was from a limited source. And that limited source was me, and I was the one that was limiting it, because I was not allowing myself to fully shine through. I was where Marianne Williams said, when you're afraid of your own light and you're afraid to let it really shine as bright as it can be, brighter than the lighthouse, brighter than the sun even, supernova. And if you know you're capable of that, it is a very powerful thing to know, to own. And your ego wants you to remain in victimhood because it wants to remain in charge of you. It wants to master you. It does not want you to master it. It wants to be your master. That ego wants to master you, baby. It wants to ride you. It wants to put its foot on your neck. It wants to jerk your chain. It wants to have you just going out there willy-nilly being a fool. And sometimes you have to be that fool. Everybody plays a fool, baby. We all do. That's the beginning of the journey. That's that infancy state. But you know that you're not going to remain there. You know you intend to journey. You intend to grow. Let me get to, I'm going to move this because it's getting in my mouth now. And I don't like that. Some of the other things that I woke up with this morning is that in coming to this lesson of my identity and owning it, so to speak, means you also have to own the parts of you that are not so strong, that do not shine as brightly, that are in fact weak, that are in fact scared, that are in fact don't want to live and don't want to be here, that want to hide, that don't want to feel, that don't want to know because of the things that they have associated with that from past lives, many past lives of being persecuted, of being tortured and hurt for the gifts and expressing those gifts. And so there's so much that I am identifying within myself. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to keep sharing. And I want to thank everyone who has taken part in this journey with me since the beginning, and especially these past 3 years, because they have been the ultimate cosmic roller coaster ride, okay? There's no other way to put that than that. Okay, that was a roller coaster from hell ride. Okay, and I don't never want to get back on that ride again. Never, 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 never. Simply because in gaining this understanding, I know I don't have to go back there if I stay grounded in this lesson. If I let this lesson work through me now. And that is what I am making this video to do. Another thing that I guess I wanted to speak on with the identity is that everything that we are going through is about our identity, beloveds. We are in a cycle and season and time of identity, of knowing ourselves, of owning ourselves. We've come to this gate. We're entering through this gate. But to keep moving forward inside this gate and getting to home, so to speak, getting past the gate and walking to home, no matter what that home looks like to you, palace, whatever, forest, woods, whatever. That's where we're trying to get to. And in order to get to that home, we must be fully intact within ourselves to even see it, to even recognize it, to even maintain it, to balance it, and to be in it. So we have to acquire these skills. And we have to know and be in the know. And know that this is not synchronicity. This is not some la 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 la. This is what Mama planned. This is what has been prophesied about. This is what has been written in the stars. This is what the alignment of the stars is bringing about. Is bringing about your knowledge, your true self-identity once again. And beloveds, understand that the number 9 is completion. The number 0, ground 0, is all. 9 returns back to 0. Okay, but it puts a 1 in front of that 0 now. That 1 is your identity. That 1 is your identity. And you're able to begin again with the number 10. You're able to proceed with a clean slate. You have been reborn. You have gone through the 9 levels that you needed to go to claim your identity. You've done the work. You've put in the suffering. You've gone through the dark. You've been the light. Even when it was just a little teeny tiny flicker, you held on to that light. And you knew it to be the truth of who you were. And because of that, you're going to be rewarded. You're going to be rewarded by stepping into the energy of the number 10. And once you're there and you're grounded within that frequency, the next one is the number 11. And that is a master number, beloveds. And as we know, that is the portal through which we are aiming to go to get to paradise. That 1111, that 11 realization will take us there. And we have to understand what we need to do to get there. We have to get past 9. We have to get past these lessons, these life lessons. We have to gather our identity unto ourselves and gird our loins with it. And we have to fight for it every step of the way. You know, you have to fight for yourself. That is the war that you are in. You're not in a war with anyone else. You're not battling anyone else. You're not fighting anyone else. You're fighting for your own sovereignty, for you to know who you are, for you to exist in that authentic vibration and frequency forever, because that is who you have always been. And this existence on this earth plane known as Gaia, you've been seated with everything you need to do to grow. Grow. Nourish yourself. Nourish your soul. Nourish your spirit. Use common sense to care for yourself. Use common sense, beloveds. You were born with it. It is instinctual to you. No matter how many times you've been called stupid, no matter how many times you've been called crazy, no matter how many times you've been told that you're wrong, believe in yourself. Know what you know. Own it. And don't put it down for nobody. And if you got to rearrange that knowing, rearrange it, baby. You got to clean it up, redefine it. Do what you need to do. Handle your business. Take care of you. This is your identity. If you say you're a goddess, be it. Be it. If you can within your frame of mind, frame from within this matrix, say to yourself, you know what? I'm a goddess. I'm finna rise above all of this. And I'm finna fly and take flight. Where do you think that came from? Do you think it's fiction that you just made up in your head? Or do you think it's something deeper in you that knows who it is? And I'm shaking right now. I'm shaking. So I know that I'm there. Beloveds, we have got to know ourselves, and we've got to understand that everything that happens to us happens for us, not to us. It is our lessons. And lessons are sometimes pleasant, and lessons are sometimes so very freaking unpleasant and uncomfortable and foreign and the devil. Okay? It just is what it is. But in facing that and in knowing that, you have to once again stay centered, stay grounded, stand on your square. Stand on your 4 squares, your little corner that you've made, and you are the center of that square. Know yourself. And know that when you do that and when you take that stand, you are becoming the sun in your universe. And everything else has to revolve around you. You are the eye of the storm. You are the third eye. You have to own and know yourself. And you cannot be afraid of it. That ego mind, that is that other snake that exists within you, along with your true self. That true self needs to swallow and digest that ego in order to know how to disseminate it, in order to know how it truly, truly tastes, how it functions, how it makes you feel once you've eaten from it. That is the knowledge of good and bad, is the ego mind. The tree of life is your sacred identity. It's who you know yourself to be without a doubt. It's your connection to the divine that you do not question. It is the tree that we must sit from and that we must begin to eat from and begin to digest its wisdom and not from the duality anymore. We've completed that. Complete it within yourself, beloved. Cut those cords to it. Again, use Archangel Michael for that. And ask the guides, ask the angels, ask your guardians to help you with your truest identity, your truest form, your most authentic self, your most highest self, your wisest self. You know, one of the things that I began this journey with this year was the Native American prayer, walk in beauty. Beauty all around me, beauty within me, beauty, 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 beauty. Beauty come out of me, beauty enter into me. Let everything I see be beautiful. It is, it has been. Even when I thought it was ugly. Even when I was scared of it, you know, and was pushing back. No, no, no. The highest me was like, and so you have to, like I said, you have to own it, beloved. You have to master yourself. You have to master your ego. You have to master it, baby. You got to cross. You got to cross them hands, that crook and flail. You know, you got to be able to collar yourself and bring yourself back, snatch yourself back. And when that ego want to act a plum fool, you got to say, whoosh, crack that flail over it. Go sit your ass down somewhere. I'm trying not to cuss so much, so it's going to be a journey for me. But it is what it is. Separating the wheat from the chaff. This is harvest time, beloved. As you're seeing everybody 24/24. Wow. As we are witnessing things take place, we are witnessing the entire world come into its own awareness that it does not have an identity. Every human being is struggling right now with their identity. The animals, okay, have already shifted and gotten through and past most of them. That's why you can see dogs and cats loving each other now. That's why you can see cats and mice loving and playing with each other like they're best friends now. They have gotten it. They have mastered that part of themselves that no longer exists in them, that old identity of predator. It's no longer there. And that is where we have to get. We have to look at each other and not see monster, not see someone who can hurt us, not see someone who's going to lie to us, not see someone that we cannot trust. We have to start looking at people as though they are mirrors. And we have to be able to say, you know what you're going through, I've been through that. I've been through that. Or I know somebody that's been through that. This is what they did. Blah, 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 blah. Show the way out. Many have been searching for ways out of the darkness, out of the denial of who you are at your highest self. Many want to escape that. And we have so many vices and virtues as well that let us escape temporarily. But it's only temporarily, beloveds. It's not lasting. And it all comes crashing right back, and the euphoria you had temporarily, you're just going to plunge even deeper because you had a little taste of what it was to pretend to love yourself. So you do what you need to do to keep your reality intact. We think because we are in this matrix systems that we have to be carbon copies of each other. We have to be clones of each other. It's trending to be cloning, to assume the same identity. Okay? The identity of this world is the American dream. That is what has been sold. But nobody sees, nobody pays attention to the skeletons that this dream is built upon. You cannot assume the identity of an American and not take with it everything that goes with it. We have entered this new phase. We have to make America new. It's never been great. It has not. It has not. It's been functioning. It's been a master predator, a master manipulator, a businessman, a corporation. But it ain't been home since it was taken from the indigenous ones. And you built it upon their bones, their blood, their sweat, their tears. And many of you cannot. You cannot associate yourself or your ancestors with the atrocities. But you have to, beloveds, in order to make peace with it, in order to know how to go forward and how to make this a new earth and how to make new dreams from the highest self's standpoint. and how to allow those dreams to manifest through you with love from an open heart, from a place of self-awareness, the frailty of your humanness, the strength of your humanness, and the eternal quality of your spirit, the eternal divine nature of who you truly are. Inside this flesh. This flesh is just your vessel. It's your vehicle. But you are still part of a larger collective. And but that is working out now, where the collectives are coming back together and they are realizing themselves and they are realizing their power as a collective and as individuals. And that is what is going to make the difference. That is what is going to shift the frequency and the vibration. That is what is going to rock this world to its core. Okay? That is what is going to destroy the current matrix system. Is your self-awareness, your self-identity, your owning it, not only knowing it and believing it, but manifesting from that place where and what you want to be and how you want to live and how you want to exist and what wisdom is for you and what unconditional love means to you. Because we are such diverse beings, beloveds, that unconditional love, we think it's just this one thing. It's varied. It is so, excuse me for fidgeting, I'm just all over the place, kind of with this energy flowing through me. Let the awareness help you unfold. Be heart-centered. Be in your feelings. Be in your feelings. Keep looking at your feelings. But don't just look at it from only one point. Look at your feelings as if they are diamonds that have been mined and that you hold them. And they're multifaceted. And every way you allow a ray of light to hit it, it will turn a different color. It will have a different frequency. It's still the same diamond. But if you turn it and the energy changes, it is influenced. Just like Mr. Emoto did the water experiment and showed you how feelings crystallize inside of water. We're made of water, beloved. What we tell ourselves is what crystallizes inside of us. It is what flows through our heart, in our blood, in our plasma. It is the information that tells our organs what to do and how to secrete. It is why we become depressed. It is why we become sick and ill with cancer and diabetes and all these other things, because we are fighting against our true identity, our true nature. A long time ago, when I was doing my radio show, I had a gentleman on who had written a book. And the book was about how getting to the root of what each disease really means. And with me, diabetes, that's hereditary. I wanted to know what is this all about? What is it? And what he said blew my mind. It still blows my mind, and I still hang on to it. You're looking for the sweetness in life. Your body cannot process on its own completely all the things that are going on through this world. Your kidneys are having trouble filtering. Your insulin, you're having a hard time making, your body won't produce it in the right manner. And beloveds, this is because of our thoughts. This is because we think that we are suffering, that we don't deserve better than this suffering, that we are cursed to suffer. All of these are the trappings and the weavings and the stories of your ego. They're its favorite nursery tales for you to tell you. And you have heard them for so long that you have become that character in that narrative story that is being told by your ego of what your identity truly is mastering you. Your ego has its foot on your neck and it's telling you, oh, that ain't my foot, that's your foot. And it feel good right there, don't it? And you're like, okay, okay, we can endure this a little bit longer. We can go through this a little bit longer. Okay, okay, I'll listen. Okay, you're right. No, you're wrong. And I'm not going through this no more. I'm not that character. I get to define my character. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. Ever, 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 never again. You are so fired, ego. Okay? You don't get to run nothing no more. You retired. Okay? And that's where you have to go from, beloved, with your identity and with knowing yourself. And everything from moving myself to California, to getting into it with my daughter and realizing we can never live together. Ever, never, I don't think ever. Or if we do, we will both have to really mature a lot more because we trigger each other. We are mirrors to each other. And we know how to trigger each other. And we both have the same personality where we go for blood. We go for blood. There is no fighting nice. There is no no. It's So that's how she was taught. So I cannot, look at her any other way as this is who you are too. You got it natural just like I did, And I can't sit up here and want to beat it out of you like my mama wanted to beat it out of me. I have to accept you just as I have to accept me. And I have to trust you to live in from your highest self, and to know that your lessons are your own. And I can't be there holding your hand all the time. That's not what I'm supposed to do. That's not what a mother is. See, many of us have these skewed versions and visions of what mothers are supposed to be, and that's why mothers and daughters have such a hard time. Let me move forward. Claiming your identity is the most empowering thing you can do. But once you claim it, you got to own it. You got to sit in that saddle, and you've got to become one with that horse. When you say, this is who I am, that is who you have to be. Within every moment, within every intention, within every relationship, within every focus, within every intention. Higher self, higher self. I'll let my higher self choose. I'll let my higher self make this decision. I'll sit back and I'll let it unfold. And I'll be patient while it's unfolding. Even while I'm having temper tantrums, let it unfold. Let it unfold. Because it is in the unfolding, just like it is in the walking in the valley of death, that you get to the end of that tunnel. It is in the unfolding and allowing it to unfold that the lesson becomes clear. And for me, like I said, I don't know what's coming next. And right now, I'm at a place where I don't care. I'm trusting Mama. I know that I got this. Whatever comes, I got this. I got this. I will see a way clear in it because it is who I am. It is who I have always been. And it is what I signed up for. That's my mission. To know myself. Inside Gaia. I want you to know that in 2016, when so many were wondering why the president got elected, this is all about identity, beloveds. This is all unfolding. It is all about the identity of who you are, who you know yourself to be. And this identity, this higher self-realization has to take place globally. All will not arrive at the same place, the same destination, same time, with the same energy, with the same frequency, blah, 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 blah. It is a diversified journey. It is an individual journey. It is also a collective journey. When things get rough, go to your collective. They are there to support you, even if it doesn't look like support at the time. even when you're fighting it tooth and nail, and it's dragging you, and you're like, no, you know, you've got to know that there is something higher that is taking you there, that is guiding this, that has you in this, and that you haven't been abandoned inside of this reality, so to speak, and that you only need to realize your own power, your own heart, your own unconditional love that is tied to all. That, again, beloveds, that is that ground zero. That is where the number 10 begins, with this knowing, carrying it forward now. This is the new knowing. This is the new change. It's new in the fact that it's beginning again. It's very ancient. Okay, it's happened again and again and again. But it is happening now. We are at the point of it. We are our cosmic midwives, ushering this knowing, this way, this energy, this aeon, this golden child into the world, into the real world, into what we know as paradise. We are establishing that paradise consciousness once again. We are no longer eating from the fruit of good and bad. We learned our lesson. That fruit ain't good. It ain't good. It don't taste good. I'm going to go on over here And I'm going to stay at the tree of life because that fruit right there, baby, can't get enough. Can't get enough. And every time you partake of it, you are totally and immensely satisfied because you realize it and recognize it as the foundation of truth, you know? And so it just gets better and better. Let me move on to the tarot portion of this. I am going to I'll start with, being told to start with the animal messengers. And let's just get to it. My mouth is dry. I'm going through so many changes, beloveds. And my body is like, okay, this, and that. So excuse me. Strawberries and blueberries. Okay, spider. Just jumped right out. Just spider. Okay. Let's see what spider says for it. $114, which is a 6. Beloved, that 6 number, that 666, that 6 vibration, that 6 frequency is so powerful. It has everything to do with identity, has everything to do with your connection to your own identity. The number 6, beloveds. Okay, let's see. 114. Okay. Okay. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. The pulse of creativity is especially strong right now, triggering a not unfamiliar and compelling desire to express yourself through creative writing. Whether or not the tales you weave are true, whether they're based on actual experience or the imaginings of your fertile mind, each day, sit yourself down and pour out the words that come to you. Don't ponder each sentence or paragraph. Just write whatever wants to be written through you. To inspire and enlighten others, you don't need a profoundly complex tale. Start by describing a personal experience, one where you gain some insight that may also be useful for others. However, don't focus on how people will respond to your story. Instead, just enjoy the process of writing without judging your work or yourself. Write to express, not to impress. In attempting to write, you may find yourself distracted either with others' needs for your time and attention or with those negative thoughts and beliefs that are the product of judgments and shame that you were subjected to during childhood. A powerful way to release these habitual and self-limiting thoughts and feelings is to write about them in story form. As you do so, don't hold anything back. Through such a catharsis, you heal those words that had originally wounded you. Association, creativity, wisdom, weaving, balance, storytelling, writing, connectedness, inspiration, femininity, nurturing, communication, imagination, and individuality. And that was the spider card from Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides, Oracle Cards by Stephen D. Farmer. Okay, that was that deck, beloveds. I'm being told 4, not 3 this time. um, from the Vortex deck. Getting into the Vortex. Abraham Hicks. And I have been reading cards for myself like a goofball. I'll put it that way. So I'm cleaning them, and a lot of, like I said, this energy is what it is, beloveds. And we have to allow for it to get deeper and deeper. We have to allow things to get we have to allow things to speak to us. We have to allow that, knowing that things will speak to us and trusting what we hear, and knowing that, okay, you ain't crazy. Not you ain't fully gone just yet. You know, you still got a little sense, but you know, you might be teetering. But you good for now. You good. So be good. You know, be good with that. Okay, 4 cards. Wow. This is card number 28. And this is a Holy Trinity, which I have been seeing for a while now. This is the higher self, this is the ego self, and this is the physical self. Mind, body, spirit, however you want to see it. It is the 3. And I want you to see that this self is your most authentic self. This self is your smallest self. Your physical self is your smallest self. Your spiritual self, most authentic self, is gigantic, beyond imagination. It's that huge. It sees with those eyes. It knows with that mind. And it is that, see how big that brain is? It is just beautiful. And I love the colors and the moon, and it's got to be heart-based. Got to be heart-based, beloved. See that sparkle? There are many right ways for us to behave. 28, which is a 10. It is possible to live upon this planet with large numbers of other beings who believe and behave in a variety of ways in peace. When you are able to focus in such a way as to allow your alignment with Source, even though others are choosing to behave differently than you are choosing, then you will truly be free from the bondage of attempting the impossible task of getting everyone to agree on one right way. One right way would lead to endness. Many right ways allow eternal expansion. Powerful, 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 powerful. This is us. Remember, I've been talking about the Kachina dolls and how we are our ancestors, we are ourselves, and we are this highest spiritual universal thing that has no beginning and no end. The message keeps repeating, beloveds. It's repeating for a reason. I came as an extension of source energy. This is card number 31, and it is a 4 vibration and energy. Look at that. Look at that. That is so powerful. That is so beautiful. I love the eyes in this. They're not just focused on one thing. They're seeing everything all at once. I love that. I came as an extension of source energy You came as physical extensions of source energy, understanding that you would explore, contrast, causing expansion not only for you, but for all that is. You knew that you could find your way back to the resources of your source by feeling your way and by understanding that the relationship between you and you is not one of separateness, but of alignment and resonance. When you master the art of allowing, your consistent alignment with the source within you, every other relationship will be beneficial and pleasurable. Mm, I long for this. I have such longing. The art of allowing, beloved. The art of allowing the unfoldment to happen. Ground yourself in that. And when you get impatient, reground yourself. And when life starts smacking you around, ground yourself and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. You do love me, thank you. And just keep growing and keep unfolding, because it is in the unraveling of the layers that the alignments can happen. If your chakras, you're so blocked, you have no way for that flow to happen naturally through you. It's like you created your own levees and dams, and you're the busy beavers always. Got to stop that flow. Got to stop your ego. Oh, got to put this log there, put this one on top of that, and no, unblock it. Send the beavers away. Send them to the forest and tell them to do something else, or just give them their own little water source and say, knock yourself out. This is yours. But over here, this paradise is mine. From this tree right here, you can eat all you want. But that tree over there, stay away from that one, because you don't want none. You don't want none. You don't want none. And don't listen to that little voice that, but if you eat from this tree, you will be just like God. You will not die. You will know everything that God knows. God knew enough to make two trees, okay? God knew enough to tell you, leave that one alone, baby. Eat from this one. See, I made two of them. That one was the first one. This one here is the second one. Eat from this one. Leave that one alone. So, we are an extension of source energy. And we just have to keep eating from the tree of life, beloveds, and not the knowledge of good and bad, because that's driving us crazy. It's making us kill each other. It's making us forget who we are. It's killing Gaia. But in all of this, I am to tell you not to be afraid, because we are in alignment. You are waking up. You're waking up at the time that you committed to wake up. The situations that are taking place are those situations that need to trigger you for you to wake up, for you to eat that fruit, for you to say, Lord, I'm starving, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Oh, Lord, I'm in this valley of death. Oh, feed me, Lord. And the Lord said, here you go. Here go this little fig right here. This little piece right here came from the tree of life. Go ahead, knock yourself out. And we eat it, and we can see the light. We are filled with hope. We know that we can make it. I can make it. I can make it now. Whew, thank you, Mama. I can make it now. I'm halfway through. I can make it. That other little, I can make it. Just keep going. One, two, one, two, one, two. And you keep going. You keep moving. And know that if you need to stop again and say, Mama, I'm so thirsty. I'm so hungry. I can't make it. Please help me. No, that fruit from the tree of life is eternal. And it's yours for the asking and for the taking. And that it will nourish you, baby, in ways that you have never even, you've only seen, you've only fantasized about. You've only imagined what it could be like, what this life could be like, what getting what you need most feels like. Just for your asking for it. Just for your enduring that walk and being willing to walk it. Okay. That is that card, beloveds. Let's move forward. The next card, 53, which is an 8, which is Mama's number. You know, some things are very much, life is much more stranger than fiction. When you start looking at the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities and just connecting the dots, it becomes fascinating. It's like truly being an ancient stargazer, an ancient navigator, and just finding your way, you know, and encountering this experience and this, you know, odyssey and this, and you come across the monsters that are within you, and you have to defeat them because they bring up your fears and your sadness and all the things that you have stored within you for aeons, for lifetimes. You know, some of it is not even yours this lifetime, it's from past lifetimes. And you brought it forward, it's still encoded in your blood. And you've got to heal it. You've got to identify who you are. And you've got to allow that to evolve. That is your infant. That is your baby. That is your twin. That is your you in infant form. And this physical form now needs to be a mama to that baby, to that golden child that is that you have birthed, that you are giving birth to, that you are pregnant with, that some of you are just starting to conceive. It's only going to get better. Trust that. We've been through the hell with gasoline draws on, baby, on fire. Okay? Ain't nothing they can do to us now that we ain't already lived through and came back here for. To say, hit me, baby, one more time, okay? Because I got this. So, beloveds, find your joy, find your inner strength. In the tree of life, know that it's there. And know that it's been guarded, but it's been guarded for this time period. When I said the veils and everything had fallen away, that tree is no longer guarded. That is why your consciousness is able to pick up on these kinds of thoughts and able to anchor them and able to feel them in a way that you're feeling them, and you're going to be able to give birth to this new earth now as you become this new being, this new being that knows who it is, that no longer worries about good and evil and blah blah blah, because you know that life will balance all of that out, all of it, like this, because you are a God, you are a child of God, you are a divine being. It's just taking you all this time to get there, but you know, Time as we know it is not the same as Mama knows it. This could be a day for her. It's just been one day. And it's been billions of centuries for us. But what she puts in motion, oh, you can't stop it, baby. You can't stop it. That's infinite intelligence. Do you know that you're not stupid? Because infinite intelligence created you. And you have a purpose right here, right now. And all you got to do is be the best you that you can be. Stand your ground on that. Love yourself unconditionally. Allow yourself to fall. Rub your butt. Pick yourself back up. Cry, laugh, whatever you got to do. Get up. Tree of Life is calling you. Calling you back home. You are her fruit. You are the fruitage of her love. And she will nurture hers. But you've got to rid yourself of this other tree. This tree of knowledge and good and bad. It served us to this point. It is no longer serving us. It is killing us. It's killing our souls and our spirits. It's stopping us from evolving. It's putting a block in it. So know what to give your strength and your energy and your focus and attention to. Your own evolution. The evolution of your collective. The caretaking of this world known as Gaia. Being able to anchor and draw down the solar energies that we need for this planet. Beloveds, I'm just going to let you see this card. I want you to see the three faces. I want you to see the eyes. I want you to see the one face where one head is turned one way and this one. You know, look at that. You have a nose and a mouth here. You have a nose and a mouth here. You have one eye, and that eye is shining backwards this way. This is shining down. This is shining this way as well. There is a lot here in this card, beloveds. A lot there. This is the law of attraction, assembles happy relationships. 53, which is an 8, which is Mama's number. Here we go. The law of attraction cannot bring you a well-balanced, happy person if you are not yourself already that. The law of attraction, no matter what you do or say, will bring to you those who predominantly match the person who you predominantly are. If you are not happy with yourself or with your life, the attraction of a partner will only exaggerate the discord, because any action taken from a place of lack is always counterproductive. So if you've been like me and know yourself to be a diva, and you out here, I want a sweet, nice, kind gentleman. I want somebody who sees me as a spiritual woman and God and goddess, and I want them to love me and give me attention and be just this. But you are divalicious, okay? You are divalicious. You got to have your way. That comes from a selfishness. It comes from a place of self-protection. Comes from a place from your childhood where you gave, you gave, and they took, and they took, and they took, and they took. And they took until you didn't have nothing but this one little kernel of corn left within you. And that kernel of corn said, we have to be selfish. We have to protect ourselves. We cannot continue to just give in this world. We won't have anything left. There won't be anything of us left. We've got to be selfish. We've got to put us first, our feelings first, our thoughts first. We've got to. And that part of you steps up. And when that part of you needs to assert itself, it will. And people will be like, where the hell did that come from? You were just sweet and loving and nice and spiritual and so loving, and you turned into the damn devil, she devil. What the hell? I got triggered. That part exists in me. And she is as much a part of me as that sweet, 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 sweet girl that you like, you know? And when she feels the need to exert herself, she ain't gonna shut up. You ain't gonna make her quiet. And she really don't give a fuck. I've got to free up space, so I'm going to shut this one down and I'll just make another one. Um, Simply because it is what it is, beloveds. And I know this one is an hour and 12 minutes already, but it is what it is. And if you need the healing, you'll be there. 12:12. Wow.